All right. So, good afternoon, all the dear students, and welcome again to the Richer class. Today, I'll taught you a new poem in English, and the poem name is The Cloth Line. Okay, The Cloth Line. This is our poem, Cloth Line. This is a very short and nice poem and very easy poem. Okay, first, I'll recite the whole poem for you, and then after, I'll explain each stanza. Okay, hand in hand they dance in a row, hither and thither and to and fro. Flip, flap, flop, and away they go, fluttering creatures as white as snow. Like restive horses they caper and prance, like fairy tale witches they wildly dance. Rounded in front but hollow behind, they shiver and skip in the merry branch wind. One I saw her dancing excitedly, struggling so wildly till she was free. Then leaving packs and clotheslines behind her, she flew like a bird and no one can find her. I saw her gleam like a cell in the sun, flipping and flapping and flopping for fun. Nobody knows where she now can be, hid in a ditch or drowned in the sea. She was my handkerchief not long ago, but she will never come back to my pocket. I know. Charlotte Druid Call. The poet name is Charlotte Druid Call. So this is our poem. So this is our poem, Cloth Lines. Now, in this poem, Charlotte Doyle is the poetess of this poem who start the poem about the cloth lines. Now, what is this cloth lines? Cloth lines, students, just see over here. As you can see the pictures, the clothes are hanging in a one particular line and they stuck in a row. That you can say a cloth line. That you can say a cloth line. Okay. So here the poet is completely compare the clothes with or birds, sometimes horses, and sometimes the fairy tale witches. Okay, she's comparing these things. She's comparing her clothes with natural things which is present over the environment. Okay, and she start the poem with the happiness, and she end the poem with the sadness. How we will see in this poem. Okay, now I'll explain you the first stanza. What is given in the first stanza? In the first stanza, hand in hand they dance in a row, hither and thither and to and fro. Flip, flap, flop, and away they go, fluttering creatures as white as snow. So, dance hand in hand, then dance in a row. As you can see in this picture, student, the clothes are in a one line, in a one row. Okay, so with the help of wind, when they swing, so they look like they are dancing. They are dance hand in hand. Okay, ether and tether, that means here and there. Hither and thither, that means here and there. And to and fro, that means moving in a different direction. To and fro, that means moving in a different direction. Okay, flip, flap, flop. Flip, flap, flop, that means that flip, flap, flop, that means move slightly in air, swing or move. Okay, swing and move. That means with the help of the wind, if the things are start moving, so that time is sound flip, flap, flop. Away they go, fluttering creatures as white as snow. Now, fluttering means what? Fluttering means move quickly through the air. Creatures. So that means here the poet is comparing the swing clothes with the fluttering creatures. That means a bird. Okay. As you can see, the bird wings is fluttering. Okay, so the poet is comparing with the cloth when they are swing, when they move with the help of the air, they look like a fluttering creatures like a bird, as white as snow. Okay, this is the first stanza. Come to the next second stanza. What is in the second stanza? In the second stanza, the poet is saying, like restive horses, like restive horses, caper and prance, like fairy tales, witches they widely dance. Now here the student, the poet, again comparing the clothes line with the restive horses. Restive means impatient, those who doesn't have the patient, very curiously, enthusiastically and very eagerly. So that restive horses, they caper. Caper means dance. And prance. Prance means what? Prance means that move by taking a high step. Move by taking a high step. So he's comparing that clothes with the restive horses. That means they are dancing, they caper and prance. And the poet comparing with the fairy tale witches also. Now, witches means what? Witches means a woman who has a magic, who has a magic power. That he said the witches. Okay, and they dance widely. How they dance? They dance widely. As you can see in this picture, students, that I'll make here a picture to show you that they all are the fairy tales witches. Okay, and they make a round and they dance very widely. Rounded in front but hollow behind. So here what means is saying to say that they make a rounded circle and they dances, okay, but hollow behind, but in a center there is a empty space. In a center there is a empty space. And sometimes they shiver, that means tremble, and skip in the merry march wind. That means they look so happy in a merry means happy. They look so happy in a March wind. In a March time, there is so much wind. With the help of that wind, the clothes are flying, swing, moving here and there, and they look so happy. Sometimes they look a fluttering creatures, sometimes they look restive horses, sometimes they look a fairy tale witches who dance widely. Okay, here the poet compared the clothes hanging on the clothesline to the restless, that means the restive horses that are leaping, who are high jump with a happiness. As the clothes flutter on the clothesline, they form a bowl, as you can see in a picture, like a round shape, and the hollow in the center. They make a round shape and the hollow in the center. So the poet feels as the clothes are shivering, that means tremble, because of the high winds are there. They are shivering, they are skipping in the wind. That is very happy during the month of March. During the month of March. Let us see the third stanza. Once I saw a dancing excitedly, struggling so wildly till she was free. Then leaving pecks and coatlines behind her, she flew like a bird and no one can find her. Now here, student, the poet is done a suspense. She's talking, she specifically stating something, but she's not state a name. Which thing is she's talking about it? Okay. So here the poet is saying that I saw a someone is dancing excitedly, struggling so widely that that thing want to be free from. That thing want to be free from the clothesline. So that thing is struggling. Then leaving the pegs. What do you mean by the pegs? Pegs, that means a pin. That pegs, that means a pin. With the help of that pin, you can stuck the cloth on the clothesline's rope. Okay, that is a pin. So, at last, while the struggling, they leave the peg and clotheslines behind her. So that means they leave the pegs, they remove that pin, and that thing is flying over, and this thing is flying all over the surrounding. And she flew like a bird, and no one can find her. She flew like a bird, and no one can find her. Which thing? That thing is still not mentioned over there. Okay, so without specifically stating, the poet say that once she was so someone is dance excitedly, which thing it is not mentioned over there. And with a great struggle, she want to be free. Then leaving the packs and clothesline, she flew with a like a bird. She flew like a bird so far that no one was able to follow her and no one can find her. Okay. So here, come to the next. Now here, I saw her gleam. Now the suspense is continuously that which things the poet is talking about, the thing is not yet mentioned. Okay. I saw her gleam. Gleam means her shine. I saw her gleam like a sail in the sun, like a sail in the sun. Sail, that means to travel over water. So that means that her shine is travel in the sun. Okay, flipping and flapping and flopping for fun. That means she's fluttering, she moves slightly, she swings, she moves just like for a fun. Okay, nobody knows where she now can be. Nobody knows where she's go. We don't know where she go. Hit in a ditch. Maybe she hit in a ditch. Now, ditch means what? Ditch means a narrow channel at the side of a road. As you can say in a picture, student, that is a ditch. Okay, a ditch, a narrow channel, a dug at the side of a road to hold or carry small amount of water, that we can say a ditch. Okay, maybe she hid in a ditch, maybe she's hide in a ditch, or drowned in the sea. Drawn, that means to die in a water, because it is not possible to away in a water. Those people who cannot be swim properly, they try to be save themselves. That action will be called a drawn. That action will be called a drawn. So here in a fourth stanza, the poet continuing with the suspense. To whom she's talking about, it's not clearly mentioned. The poetess compared that someone to a shining cell. Okay, someone, because suspense is there, which thing is move on. Shining cell. The poetess tells us that she was flipping, flapping, and flopping. That means move, slightly, swim, with a happiness. With the happiness. She flew away so far, and nobody can notice her, nobody can catch her. Thinking of the worst that could happen, the poetess wondered where she is hiding. Now the poet was so sad. Where she is hiding? Maybe she is in a ditch, or maybe she have drowned in the sea. Okay, so but in the last two line, student, but in the last two line, at last the poet relieve the suspense that she was my handkerchief not long ago. She was my handkerchief not long ago, but she will never come back to my pocket, I know. Who said this? Poet. At last, two lines of the poem, the poet reveals that she was talking about her handkerchief that flew away not very long ago. She is surely that it will not come back to her and it is lost forever. Okay, so the poet is talking about the handkerchief which is lost forever. The poet begins the poem with the happy note of cloth dancing. She starts the poem with the happiness. The clothes are dancing hand in a one cloth line. But she ends it with the sad note that her handkerchief flying away and never coming back. This kind of situation you can compare students with your day-to-day life also. The time play a very important role. The time which you are utilized, that should not be come back in our life. Understand? So there is an important role of our time also, student. So utilize your time in a proper way, because time is never come back again, student. Understood? So here is the poem about the clothes line. Okay, where we are see the poet is start the happy note, but she's end with the sad note. Okay, so now, I just want to show you this. A list all the phrases from the poem in which two or more words are joined with and. As you can see, ether and thither. Now, what is the phrases? Phrases means words that work together but don't make a proper sentence. They work together but don't make a proper sentence. Like a ether and thither, okay, they are the two sentences are joined but they doesn't make a proper sentence. Capper and prance, pegs and clotheslines, flipping and flapping and flopping, to and fro, shiver and skip. These are the words phrases are joining with the help of and, but they doesn't make a proper sentence. Okay. Rhyming words of this poem. Rhyming words, everyone's know you are a sixth standard students. Rhyming words means what? Where the spellings are different but the sounds are same. For example, laughter, flutter, tall, call. Okay, old, sold. Where the spellings are different but the sounds are same. That we call the rhyming words. Okay, dear students. So this is our poem Cloth Line. Thank you, students.